try and get the win out of the way. And I was apparently completely wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be the Haven from Chin versus the Rune. So,
see, the Haven you really want to snipe the blood with, in my opinion.
the Storm Haven, right? Is it running things like Holy Mages?
Oh, sorry, I meant the rune you want to snipe the blood with. The,
right, yeah.
The Storm Haven, nope, it is all pretty standard. Running Star Torrent, 3 Snow Whites, which I find a little bit clunky at times. I personally prefer 2. But everything else looks pretty standard.
Okay.
Got triple scripture too, which is something you don't always see in Storm Haven.
Yeah. Usually because they don't have too much card draw, so the scripture is just kind of like not doing much.
It's something you really only want situationally on like turn 2.
Yeah.
So
you rather just
you don't
develop.
want 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay, but he's got a pretty good curve here. He's got the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and we see in. I mean, Lodge has a pretty good curve as well too.
Yeah.
He's got
especially because there's no answer
drop
to
in
his
the deck
illusion.
going first.
He also just has like the Carl just to protect his magic illusionist, and he develops a 2/3 here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of hard to get through that. The magic illusionist is going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, and Lodge can just full clear him next turn while developing. We're seeing the double Garuda in hand, which is not normally what you want. But he did top deck the March Hares, which is really good.
Yeah.
He's still missing a turn 4 play though.
If he's able to find something on turn 4 though, his turn 5 and 6 is going to be so nice.
So he's debating on whether he wants to kill off this Carl here.
Oh man, that hurts. Running in both his followers for that.
Yeah,
but he's going to
looks
go
like
for
he's
the
just going to
illusionist.
trade down the Illusionist, which that hurts just as bad, but it also plays around Halo Golem.
Yeah, that's true. It also just gets rid of the magic illusionist so that it's not just always there.
Yeah, the infinite value train getting shut down. And we are seeing a really weak turn 4 here from Chen. Snow White can't even evolve and kill anything.
Well, you could evolve the Snow White and just... Oh man, I feel so bad though, double trading it and using the Evo. You have to. You have the extra Evo point going second.
It's just so feels bad, man, you know?
Yeah.
I
guess it's too
personally
expensive.
wouldn't.
It's too expensive just to deal with one Carl.
Whereas he can just kill or clean both of those up for free with March Hares next turn.
Yeah, exactly. I guess he's okay taking a little bit of damage. He's still at 18. So how does Lodge want to get rid of the Snow White? If anything, do you even need to deal with it? You could just go all face.
You could just develop the Levi Evo over it and then push 7.
I guess the awkward thing is that your board's kind of full, so you can only play 1 follower this turn, even though you had the chance to play 2.
Yeah, what he could do is he could Levi this turn, send the Crimson face, and that sets him up the following turn to Halo Golem into Levi. He won't be able to play the Crimson, but Stormhaven doesn't run any healing, so...
That's true. Oh, face is the place.
Yep. I would just Evo face here personally. You push 6. You have guaranteed 6 in hand over the next 2 turns.
Well, if you're going Evo here, you won't have the second Levi.
Yeah.
Still, I guess
Evo
actually,
face, man.
Evoing face, it does push the damage, but the clear would still happen with the T-time. Because the Falcon was popping.
Yeah. It would make it harder to clear though as well. I mean,
Yeah,
he'd still
but
get cleared either way, but it's not. It wouldn't be as clean as it is this way.
Yeah, the Tin Soldier would take more damage. Oh, he's going. I like this. Get more damage in with the Falcon, and he gives it more health. This is also actually really good to play around Master Mage.
Yeah. Which we know he doesn't have right now, but it's still good to play around it.
Yeah.
This is kind of an awkward spot. I mean, he could Levi Evo double Red Hot.
Yeah. That's probably it. There's no
And
other
then
way of
he gets-
clearing the board if you want to clear.
Yeah.
You also get to keep
But
this Crimson Sorcery in your hand for a burn later.
These 3 Garudas, though, are gonna push 9.
It really looked like the Rune was ahead for a long time.
It did.
But that turn 5 was like really good.
And this is just such a high tempo turn 6 as well.
Yep. I would like to see the... Would you Tin Soldier with the Evo damage going face, or would you...
Of course.
Okay. Because, like, if you use the Evo damage to kill the Levi, it does play around Master Mage again if you want to still play around it.
I mean, with Chin's hand, though, I wouldn't be playing around anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
His hand is so, you know, target acquired, hit the face. You might as well just go all in.
He's got 8 more damage in his hand over 3 turns, I guess.
Yeah, and he pushes 6 this turn along with clearing the board. So
I guess if Master Mage Levi did come out, you could just dance to death it next turn.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't really be afraid of it. I wouldn't play around it, is because you already have the answer as well. So
That's true. I'm pretty sure that's what he's thinking about right now, is if he wants to.
Are we
Go
having technical difficulties? Because I'm seeing 0 out of 6 mana for both of them.
No, it's because he played the Garuda, but he hasn't decided if he wants to.
He hasn't evoed yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not sure if he wants to go face or not.
What? Face is the place, though, man. I don't like that. Because he knows his opponent still has the Crimson, so now he gets screwed by Master Mage Levi even worse.
Oh yeah, and the Crimson clears still. I guess he saw that there was no Master Mage the last turn. But I guess if he knew that,
I mean,
he would go face.
You wouldn't have really played Master Mage last turn anyways, though.
Yeah,
With
the
the
board
board
was too
state.
good. 5-4. They're all 4 health.
The only time you would play it in that situation if you had literally nothing else to do.
Lodge is possibly thinking of using the Crimson Sorcery to go face. He does get 6 damage in, then he has 1 more Levi. He would need 2 more damage.
Well, the thing is, if he goes face, it's kind of risky. This line is interesting.
It is.
He's gonna double Crimson the 5/6 and eat the Garuda. Or is he just gonna disrespect it and just leave it there? Try and find 2 damage.
So if you double Crimson Sorcery to Tin Soldier, you buy yourself some more turns. Because if you just ignored it, I think you would put yourself on like a 2-turn clock, right?
Yeah. That would 100% not be the right play.
Yeah, because you can't find a 2 play point card to do 2 damage with no evil points.
Is really good top deck.
Oh yeah.
I think the only better one would have been if you'd gotten the birdie, but now he has.
Do you Garuda here or do you T-time?
I think you T-time still, because your opponent just showed you a really weak turn last turn, so why not set up the high tempo?
Would you evolve it here? You could evolve it, push 3, trade.
If you evolve it, that plays around Levi, which since your opponent's out of Evos, it's now easier to do that.
I think I would like the Evo here.
Yeah, I'd Evo, send the damage face.
Yeah. Your opponent already played 2 2 red hot rituals, and then no more evils. And you know he doesn't have any more Crimson Sorcery in his hand.
Yeah. And also the fact that most of these decks only run like 1 or 2 piercing runes.
Yeah.
Which is what Lodge is running. He's running 2 piercing runes. So the only real punish here for sending the damage face and eating the 2/2 is like exactly Levi into reduced cost piercing rune.
Yeah.
And he knows one of the cards in his opponent's hand is an Earth Essence, so...
Decides not to do it, so the Levi will get the trade here.
Yeah, by holding off for the turn, he's setting up so he could potentially push 5 next turn with the Garuda.
Yeah. Well, now he gets to use the T-Time to clear the Levi.
Yeah. Pretty clean board clear here.
Do you even dogma? Would you dogma this globe?
I mean, you have the play points. Why not?
Well, he should have drawn first. But
yeah. I mean, I don't think anything he's drawing is gonna change this line, though.
Yeah. Is he playing the Taurus and stuff in his deck?
He is not running Taurus. The curve ends at 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was playing like a version of Stormhaven now. I was running like Taurus and Holy Mages and stuff. Full on.
It's good against D-Shift because they can't handle the
Yeah. Well, I made it mainly for D-Shift.
Right.
Okay,
So this is 5.
Ooh.
That Lodge has. That's not enough. So he has to trade here.
Yeah. Well, he could trade the Magic Illusionist in and get in 1 more damage by Halo Golem face.
Yeah.
It would cost him 1 Earth Essence though, if that's important to him.
I mean, he has one in his hand that he's been holding. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So he is gonna opt to preserve the board.
What benefits does he get for having the extra Earth Essence? I guess the Magic Illusionist could stick an extra turn, which might net him 4 damage instead of 3. Because the Illusionist can attack twice.
The Illusionist can potentially push more damage. See, that's why I don't like Chin not opting to Dogma last turn, because he would have drawn 2 extra cards, which could have given him reach for lethal this turn. He's 1 off right now.
Yeah, because the Garuda could have drawn like an Air Holy Falcon.
He could have drawn a Holy Falcon, a Beast Call Aria,
or
a Bird Song.
Yeah.
So like 8 outs.
It's definitely not in a rough spot though. He could just drop Bird Keeping and Dance of Death here and go face for 4.
Yeah, I like that line.
And then nothing really kills you off the top. It would have to be Wizard as a boss into a bunch of spells.
The amount of times that has happened to me, though, you just jinxed this, man.
I mean, it's my job as a caster to say what outs there are.
Yeah, so he is gonna go for the Dance of Death into the Bird Keeping Disciple. So it is Wizardess of Oz or bust here.
Yeah, not even a Levi to save him. Oh, that's not it.
Feels bad, man.
That's the most like anticlimactic draw you could get. Alright, so that's going to be the Haven taking the win. I think that the class is reversed. Yeah. Nine. Oh. Yeah, I do have the classes reversed. Okay, let me fix that.
Alrighty, so Chin now has his aggro forest and his aggro blood remaining. Whereas Lodge still has all 3 of his decks, the mid-range Shadow, Storm Ramp, and the Dirt Rune. This is the worst matchup for Lodge.
This is Vengeance Blood, right? Yep. Okay.
That is not. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, it's not actually Vengeance Blood. It's an aggressive Vengeance Blood. I didn't actually notice. He's still running the Caraboss package, but he is running double Scarlet, triple Diabolic Drain, triple Belphegor, and triple Dark General. So that's like the only part of the Vengeance package he's running.
He's not running Air Jammers?
Nope, he is not running Air Jammers.
Oh, I see.
Because he's running 8 1-drops. So
oh, okay. Yeah, you don't really want to run Air Jammers then. Although it's still like a decent 5-drop.
It's good if you're just playing for just raw aggression.
Yeah, you get bodies.
Yeah.
So there's merit to play the Spiderweb Imp here.
I think the Spiderweb plays around any removal that's not Salamander, which you don't really think Dragon would use unless they were really scared, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which going first is Dragon. This is ideal for Lodge, even though, like I said, this is a very bad matchup.
I guess as the Dragon could like start stabilizing a bit.
I mean, he has the hand to do it. He has ramp into Sybil.
Yeah, that's basically what you need. You want to get Sybil out, get the healing going.
So the thing about Chin's deck, though, is that this is a deck that you normally don't really want to play Belphegor on for.
Yeah, I guess unless you have to. It might be the case where you have to. That's the same.
So he goes for the Urius, which will get punished by a Blazing Breath. Honestly, I would have preferred to have seen him Blazing Breath and then Oracle instead of playing the Ayla.
Okay. I can see that, yeah, because you get rid of the Urius and you're still ramping.
Well, and also that sets you up so that if you top deck Fervor next turn,
oh yeah,
you can Fervor. So I don't really like that line from Lodge, but to each their own, I suppose.
We did take the bump there, so it does set up the Isla for trading now.
Right. So yeah, Chin is just gonna go for the wide board here, playing the 2 and the 1.
You trade into the 1/1 to get that up.
It's tricky. You know you're going into your opponent can't Evo next turn.
Mm-hmm. And it's turn 4, so they don't really do much.
Yeah. And 1 damage can matter, so he is gonna go face.
Okay. It's not going to get punished here too, fortunately.
Oh man, double ramp.
Well, you can double ramp now, and then your Sybil's set for healing.
Yeah.
And then also.
And then you have Lucifer the following turn.
Uh-huh. The only thing with Lucifer is that when you play it, you can't evolve him if you want the life.
Unless you get Sonic Wheel.
Yeah.
Which the likely course of events would be Belphegor next turn because he doesn't really have anything else to do.
I think that is going to happen.
Yeah, it's way better than Bloodwolf here.
Yeah, Disagreeable Demon's pretty subpar.
I mean, honestly, I would even consider trading the Ambling, like you Belphegor Evo over the Ayla, and then I would even bump the Ambling Wraith into the 1/1 to play around, like, Blazing Breath Sybil.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like the Evo here because it does play around the Salamander's Breath a bit better. He could bump into the 1/1 if he wants, but he also just. I mean, here you would trade.
It really doesn't play around Salamander. Because your opponent just bumps the 3/4 and then Salamander's your Belphegor.
No, he would have to trade into the Isla if he wants to play around Salamander.
Yeah.
So the way he went about it is just kind of more of the standard aggressive play. You have boards, so you just evolve to go face.
Right.
And he doesn't get any punish here. The Belphegor sticks.
So what's the line this turn? Blood Wolf into Razory Claw is 7 plus 6. Right? No, 7 plus 4.
7 plus 4, yeah.
Yes, it's 11. Scarlet feels really bad here. Because you're, you know, Scarleting,
really
running into the
anything.
Sybil.
Mm-hmm. Sybil stat lines. You can evolve the Blood Wolf to trade into it, and then you play Angelic Knight on your Belphegor, go face for 5.
Yeah, then you're only really dead to what? Blazing Breath into Forte? Does he even run Forte? No, he does not.
Yeah, I don't think he could fit it because he's running like Lucifer's.
He's running a really interesting package. He's running 1 Sahak Wheel, 2 Lucifers, 3 Bahamut's, 2 Zeus's, 2 Dreadseas, and 2 Genesis Dragons.
No Itherphils?
No Israfil. It is a package that I have not seen before.
It might just be that he doesn't have the Sahakos and the Itherphils.
It's possible. I think Blood Wolf into Angelic Knight really is the only good line here.
Okay, this works too. He has to push an extra 2. Doesn't get the ward, but probably doesn't matter. Oh, he's going for the...
You got a Hungering Horde.
Okay. I guess he's keeping the Blood Wolf for a Storm that he can evolve for face.
Yeah. I don't see any way that Chin's gonna win from here, though. You can...
Well, he got Karabos.
He could have set lethal for next turn. He could have Lucifer, Evo'd, traded into the Belphegor, and that sets his opponent in Zeus range.
Oh, I see. That's true. Well, he's still in Zeus range.
Yeah.
So it has to be Scarlet here if he's going to see the Zeus. But yeah, Karabos is just bad here anyways because the Bane just trades into it.
This is definitely not the board stage you want to be playing Karabos into.
Yeah. Also, the Scarlet just stays on the board as a 2/4 with the Bane, so it's like pretty annoying for dragons to get to deal with that.
Yeah, it's the reason I think the Lucifer line was a bit better is because then you get left with like, what is it? He's a 9/3 at that point.
3 life. Yeah.
Because you know a 9/3 is a little bit more threatening than a 2/2 in my opinion. So yeah, I think the line here is just Scarlet Goblin. Hope your opponent doesn't have the Genesis Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's just purely the best play in the hand. Not even like caring about what your opponent's doing, it's just like the better play than Karabos would be. And then oh, he's going Disagreeable Demon. Interesting.
He is playing scared.
Yeah, so this way he does play around the Genesis Dragon. Which is fair, like he doesn't see his opponent's hand, so this does play around that out.
Yeah, I mean it plays around Genesis Dragon, but it's not putting you in a winning position either.
Maybe he could try to grind out a few turns because he still has one more Evo point. He can Evo the Karabos, which is at 8/8, or the Scarlet, which would have Bane.
I don't think trying to grind out a Ramp Dragon as aggro blood's gonna work out too well.
Yeah, I mean, like, you want to put Karabos out as soon as possible, I mean, and then, like, try to win it over 2 or 3 turns.
Right. I mean, he does have the reach with the Razory Claw. But he's also at 5 life.
Would you see this Lucifer come down now, evolve it, put your opponent at 1, so they can't use, like, a lot of the cards in the deck?
I think that's actually a really good line.
Because you're at 11, you're not dying with 1 power left on the board.
Yeah, there's no combination of cards that you lose to, so yeah. You go in with Lucifer here.
The most you could do is Dark General plus Razory Claw, and then you'd be 1 off.
And then he would also be dead to the Razor Claw damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. There's a lot of ways you could commit seppuku.
He needs a 7-mana Bahamut with Ward that's immune to Bane.
And just give it Storm.
That's you. Where's his Tyrant? He needs a Tyrant.
I mean, definitely Tyrant would be good here. Does he... Yeah,
I mean, like,
you just have
know
to care
what's
both.
happening here.
Yeah, but he just has to care both for him here.
Honorable Sudoku, play the Ambling Wraith.
There's a world where the dragon doesn't have a storm in his hand. And then he draws...
That is not this world.
And then he draws, yeah.
So we are going to see Lodge strike back and take game 2.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be 1-1. And again, I mixed up the class sides, so on the left side is Chin's classes, and the right side is Lodge classes. I can't fix the classes without showing you guys just the bracket, so I'm not going to switch it here. Okay, so it's got...
So
what kind of forest is this?
Matchup is. Say again?
What kind of forest was Lodge or Chin playing?
It was the fairy spam aggro forest.
Oh, okay.
And we are gonna see forest versus Shadow.
Yeah. I would like to think that mid-range Shadow is more favored in this matchup.
Especially with this hand.
Yeah.
And Lodge has just gone first 3 games in a row, too, against the triple aggro lineup.
I feel bad.
I
think you just throw it on the May, right?
Yeah, you just blank May here.
Trade into a 1-1-2 at least.
Yeah.
I've been seeing Cerberus come back in a lot of mid-range Shadow decks.
It's because the meta is kind of like... Cerberus is just good against the more control-y decks because it gives you additional reach. He's just going to pass on the May. He's going to opt to... Looks like probably May Barrage next turn.
Yeah. Now he's got the Fairy Whisperer option.
This is the issue with the aggro forest lists, is that going second, forests creatures are very high tempo plays, but they're very poorly statted.
Yeah.
So going second, you are in a whole lot of trouble.
I think you just gotta play the Whisperer here and just take some face damage. And try to get a tempo play next turn. Because next turn, on 3, you can play May, Airbound Barrage, and May again.
Yeah.
You could probably just clean the board on turn 3. Okay.
Looks like he's gonna go off now.
Okay. If Lodge doesn't pick up a draw here, that's going to really suck. Okay. Got a Lurking Corpse or something.
Yeah, he's gonna Soul Convert to also reduce the value of that May in his opponent's hand.
He picks up a Blindness, which is really nice too.
Blindness is really good against Forest.
Oh yeah.
Everything's a 1/1.
You get 2 or 3 for 1. That's a good drop. Probably Fairy Whisperer. Do you just play a Fairy here, or would you play a May? Probably
There's no real point in playing the May, in my opinion. I mean...
Hand's kind of clunky right now.
Yeah, with the double Hyperia and the Blessed Fairy Dancer when you have no board presence is kind of a feels bad, man.
Yeah, Blessed Fairy Dancer is a card that probably works a lot more often when you're going first, and then you're just playing a bunch of stuff every turn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you're going first, you get like the turn 1 Goblin into the turn 2 double May.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
You can get a decent Elf Song off here.
Yep. That Bone Chimera though, making the Mei even a bit worse. So Mei doesn't really have a good target. You can hit the Balenis, which kills one of your fairies, or you can hit the Bone Chimera and give him extra bodies.
Well, since he's probably gonna try and go for an Elf Song this turn, he wants to try and reduce the chances of Balenis being hit by the Mei. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, good.
He's just going face here.
He has to. I mean, he has Hyperias in hand, so.
Yeah. I mean, the double Hyperia evolved is 14 by itself, and he's got Roach. But the Cerberus is going to be quite nice.
I think you just go aggressive here as the Shadow. You have double Cerberus.
But he did have a nice clear with the Cerberus evolve, and then the Balenis trades into one, and then the last Skeleton trades. But this does give him more board.
Well, the thing is that this is worse against the Hyperia because you're not really threatening any damage.
Yeah.
Because like if he had played the Cerberus and taken the clear line, he's still left with a 5/1, which your opponent might be a bit scared to develop the Hyperia into.
It would force something out like a Mei.
Yeah. Because he knows that when you play the Cerberus, they know you have 4 extra damage in your hand. And honestly, 18 health isn't really that large of a total against Shadow.
Yeah, especially when they have Vector.
Yeah.
Savage Roar.
Because like this is a board state that you can develop the Hyperia into and not really have to worry, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Is there a way he can lethal with Roach next turn? If he plays Hyperia this turn?
If he draws a bounce, that would be 8 damage. So he would only have 15. He'd be 1 off, yeah.
I think you just develop the Hyperia here. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, definitely. Would these skeletons get into Shadow's way? Like, could you board lock the Shadow player and just start going face and not care about the board because it's just a bunch of 1/1s?
Yeah, that's the reason that I like playing the Cerberus better, because, like I said, a 5/1 is more intimidating than 4 1/1s.
Well, he does get to play Cerberus and he can play Coco with it, and then now he can pressure a lot of damage. He can evolve. He can evolve a skeleton, Coco a different skeleton, and go in for 8. Puts your opponent at 10.
Yeah, so this pushes 8 damage this turn, and then he can potentially Cerberus into Coco Mimi next turn for another.
It would be. Yeah, you can play Cerberus Mimi.
Yeah, for 4. See, I don't like evoing the 5s, or the one that you've buffed there.
Yeah, there's not really a point. You might as well just spread out the damage.
Yeah, it's better to spread out your stats.
And now he has to trade, which is kind of
feels bad, man.
Yeah, well, actually, how much can you trade? You know your opponent has 2 from hand. You really want to go 7 to face.
This is the issue. He should have just gone first, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't skilled enough with the coin flip.
Gotta practice flipping coins after this match.
And we're seeing Shannon's just not a happy camper right now.
Yeah. What do you even do here? You could, I guess, you could throw the Roach. You could Brambles Roach to trade into the 5/3. You could play a Fairy, evolve it to trade into Cerb or a Skeleton, and then you could still go face for 7.
Yeah, that's probably the best line here. Because we know his opponent has 4 from hand next turn.
Yeah.
Shin, however, might only be thinking about playing around the 2. He's gonna go for the second Hyperia.
Oh, that's
what a man.
That's very interesting. Oh, okay, so you're gonna trade like that. So if by keeping the Roach, if
exactly
he draws,
lethal.
No, if he draws a bounce, he would only have 8.
No, I'm saying that Lodge has exact lethal.
Oh, yeah. But he didn't know that the second Cerberus was in hand.
Yeah.
I thought Hector would have been lethal too. It's just like a lot of cards you can't really afford to play around at this point.
Yeah. He couldn't play around Hector, he couldn't play around second Cerberus, so he opted to just play around what he knew his opponent had.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can respect that.
Yeah. There's just so many cards that beat you. You have to hope your opponent has like exactly all the cards that don't do anything, like a bunch of Shadow Beasts or something.
If I was his opponent, I would have had 2 Skull Beasts, 3 Lurching Corpses.
So he's left with his Dirt Rune?
Yep, Dirt Rune now has to beat either Aggro Blood or Midrange Force, which if Lodge keeps up this trend of going first, will definitely help him out.
Hey, there we go.
Wow.
I mean, in general though, Dirt Rune is pretty good against these kind of decks.
Yeah. And Chin mulliganing the Saber into another one feels bad.
At least he's got 1-2.
Yeah.
He could probably just draw into the rest of the curve.
If Lodge is able to top deck a Magic Illusionist, though, this game's pretty much over. Yep. This is kind of a clunky hand.
It is. Double Dance of Death's not really doing much.
These Spiderweb imps are gonna put in some work.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like this Goblin is probably gonna end up pushing 5 damage by himself.
Oh, you hate to see that. He's got a full house. Yeah, you just.
Oh man, this is not looking good for Lodge.
You can draw the curve. Second Spiderweb imp, probably. Yep.
Yeah. I don't even think you trade. You just go phase, man.
Nah, there's no point trading.
Yeah, your opponent's showing signs of having a weak hand, so.
I guess you could trade into the Levi to protect. No, it doesn't really do anything. Your opponent can't evolve either next turn.
I mean, he could potentially trade to protect his 1/4, but.
Yeah.
What does that even really do?
I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Except lose 1 damage that you didn't trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Goblin, man, he's getting it in work. He's pushed 3 so far. Or he's pushed 2, I mean.
Piercing Rune, I guess it's something. You could at least clear off 2 following his turn.
Well, we know whatever Chin plays next turn is getting Dance of Death.
Yeah, the probability of that happening is pretty high. Can you imagine a turn 7, turn 8, he draws Wizard as the boss, then he just goes Dance to Death, that'd be pretty sick. But he might not be alive. I mean, yeah, he has to Dance to Death here, there's no other play.
Lodge is just straight building the house, man, alright?
Oh, interesting.
That is not what I expected to see in Piercing Rune.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by preserving both of these Levi's, he's forcing his opponent to trade.
That's true. Because he really wants to evolve this Levi next turn, considering his next play would just be Dance to Death.
But we know he's not going to be that lucky.
You might as well raise the Reclaw, right? Do you evolve the Urius to trade? You could like trade the 1/4 and the Urius, go in.
You could claw one of the Levi's, bump the other one, and then push 3 face. Either way, you're pushing the same. You're pushing, well, 1 less damage, right? Yeah, evoing the Urius is one additional damage.
Okay. And Yeah, you probably just trade in the spiderweb. Oh, he's going to go for more life.
Well, also this plays around, he has a 3 health follower, so he wants to try and play around the potential of the incoming Levi that he thinks he has. There we go, getting some resources going now.
Yeah. Now you can play the Carl, but it doesn't deal with the Urius. Feels kind of bad.
I don't think he can take the tempo loss to just Dance of Death here.
True.
He's already so far behind.
But you do
Well, if he Carls, he can then heal for 2 by playing out the other Kaleidoscope, or Telescope, I mean, and then possibly draw into something useful. Maybe he'll hit his 3rd Levi.
Yeah. Oh man,
he's
the 3rd
effectively
Levi would be very nice.
Yeah, he's effectively only healing for 1, but
look at that dirt rune, filling up their board in 1 turn.
board locking themselves.
It's Carl is protected now though.
This is such a meaty Scarlet board though, like.
Oh yeah. It would suck if the Master Mage Levi is in Lodge's hand.
He could just opt to just Diabolic Drain, and then bump the 0-2.
That actually might be better. Cause if your opponent has Master Mage Levi, you just lose.
Oh yeah, he can claw first. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's going for this play. I like that, because I think if your opponent did have Master Mage Levi, which you should play around on turn 6, you're just so far behind because you have no more followers in your hand.
Yeah, he's out of resources at this point. The Halo Golem is a pretty good draw.
I think I would start using my Dance of Death here. Your opponent's not pressuring you too much. These Dance of Death are expensive, so you should start using them.
And also, if he Dance of Death's the Urius, it might bait his opponent into developing Caraboss if he had it.
Yeah.
Which then plays into another Dance of Death.
Yeah, so you would be able to possibly hail a golem for face.
1 damage matters, man.
This is pretty annoying for the blood to deal with, though.
Yeah, it is not ideal.
Not the cleanest Scarlet. Kind of puts him in the position again where Master Mage is just like so good.
So we're just gonna see the Dance of Death here.
Yeah. No point playing the Carl. Next turn you can play Dance and Carl. Oh, that's a good draw. Oh, he's not gonna play the Blood Wolf first?
He should have Blood Wolfed first, yeah.
Does Agreeable Demon, does it still take 2 from you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to have... It doesn't care about your health total, it always takes 2 if there's no followers on your opponent's board. But it is a 4-3.
Well, it's going to be...
Oh, that is a good draw.
I think you could wait a turn. I think you still go Carl Dance of Death here, because you could clean up the board.
But the thing is the Levi gonna get better than this? That was another thing he has to be considering.
I think so. I think the Levi could be better. Your opponent might just have drawn like a bunch of small drops, and then next turn he plays a bunch of small drops. Temple.
That's true.
And by evolving the Carl, you're also forcing your opponent to evolve into it, and then the Levi could probably clean that off. And then you'll have the initiative with your opponent at the evo point. Otherwise you would have to play Carl plus, I mean Master Mage Levi and then evolve him.
Right. I don't like this Evo, personally. He could have just used the Blood Wolf to clean it off.
Maybe he's afraid of playing the Blood Wolf.
I mean, at this point, At this point, he can't really play around anything.
Well, that should be game. I don't think he can get through. Oh, he can't really get through that magic illusion, but he's not dead yet. If he doesn't play Blood Wolf,
you can make his opponent be one off.
Yeah.
But then he can't play anything else but the Angelic Knight. Honorable Sudoku, double Blood Wolf, do it.
Oh,
is he doing the Sudoku?
I think he is. No, he's playing Diabolic Drain and playing the Blood Wolf again. Just going all in at this point. Yeah, you gotta go for the Blood Wolf here and just pray. Push 5. Try to find lethal next turn.
I mean, he could potentially kill off the Magic Illusionist twice, but then he's still dead to Levi.
Yeah, that's not playing to win. The play to win is push 5 here.
Yeah.
And then draw 1 damage that doesn't kill you. Like if that last card was, what would be a card that you couldn't play? It's not an Earth Sigil. It would have to be like a Nightfall.
It would have to be like the shoot, I don't even know. And that's gonna be it.
Yeah, so that's going to be the win for Lodge.
Yep, Lodge losing game 1, but then returning with a 3-game streak.